Okay, so I just finished watching the new trailer, and I didn't even know there was a new trailer. I'm really behind on these sorts of things, but I thought I'd watch it, do a quick analysis, and get a video out there. I'm not usually that quick, so I thought I'd give it a go, and I'm here. Don't have much to do, so yeah, why not? First, I just want to say, I mean, damn, what was I worried about? At first I was kind of skeptical about the gameplay reveal and some of the previous trailers. They were good, but I just wasn't convinced. But this new trailer really convinced me. The hype train's back on the track, boys. Tears of the Kingdom, here we go. Really, what a treat that was. So much to unpack and so much to go over. I've never really done an analysis video before, so I thought I might go over a few things that stuck out to me and that I thought were quite interesting. So right off the bat, it seems that there's a lot of sky islands. For some reason, the previous trailers made it seem like it wasn't going to be so vast. I mean, there's quite a bit here. Here we see a Zonai Guardian attacking a blue choo-choo, which tells me that they're definitely not the bad guys, only sort of protecting the islands maybe? This building stuck out to me. I'm not sure the scale of Link compared, but doesn't it look like some kind of arena? There seems to be so many of these NASCAR lines, which I've previously discussed in another video. I'm super curious to see what they actually are. Doesn't this one in particular look like a part of the fused shadow from Twilight Princess? Interesting. We also see some islands engulfed in thunderclouds, which means you may need some special equipment to get onto them. Some latex perhaps, Link? This circle object looks like a piece of a sky island that's fallen into the mountainside. Perhaps we have to get it back up to the top somehow. These small floating shapes next to the Farah Mazula looking thing, they look like some kind of ladder, right? We need to ascend to get into the top of the storm, perhaps? This clearly, to me, looks like a dungeon coming out of the desert. Whether it's related to the Arbiter Grounds is yet to be seen, although we already know there's plenty in common with Skyward Sword already. This figure has to be Demise. Like, who else can that be? And does this mean a final face-off at the end that will inevitably end all cycles? I kinda hope not, but it would be quite epic. These circles of quicksand look too ominous to just be overground obstacles. I was thinking maybe an entrance to the underground, or where a boss battle will take place, kind of like a whack-a-mole type battle, you know? Again, a dungeon, but this is clearly around Death Mountain. Maybe we will have to stop the boss here to calm the volcano we've seen in the trailers. So this got me quite excited. Like, what are they? I mean, I'd love to make a video just about these, but I'm thinking Zonai? I'm not quite sure, to be honest. This is like some Mission Impossible kind of thing. Reminds me of that level in God of War when you have the wings and you have to fly through the beams. So this is something that confuses me. This looks like one of those gacha machines, right, in Japan? And it looks like there's a lot to collect, so maybe we will be trading something in for them. And here is just an all-out battle. So maybe the story is about gathering an army to fight Ganon's forces, you know, take over the castle again. Who or what even is this? Are we thinking Zonai or Sage? It's hard to make out what's behind them, so it's hard to tell whether they're a friend or a foe at this point. Mini-bosses confirmed, anyone? This is definitely Hyrule Castle. But is this the present, past or future? Maybe this is what happens after we've defeated Ganondorf? So here, we see the sword in the forest. We can assume that we are going to have to bring it back here, but hadn't we seen in previous trailers that the Forbidden Forest was gone? Is this more evidence of time travel? The more I see, the more I'm convinced of it. Or is it in another realm? I'm not sure if this is the same person we saw earlier. It's hard to know, but without seeing his or her face, we can't really tell. So here we see Link pulling a cart full of people, and like I mentioned earlier, it's about gathering forces to fight or perhaps saving them from a battle. Here we just see a glimpse of a mine entrance, so that confirms underground at least. This is so ridiculous, but I love it. Strapping rockets to shields, amazing. Then we have what I can only assume is another part of Death Mountain dungeon, but they look like Zonai machines, so do the dungeons exist in the air, or are they unearthed by the destruction caused by Ganon's revival? I was a bit worried by all the building, but this looks hilarious. I love it so much. Ancient mech battles. If only it was multiplayer, right? So this contraption has been made by the player. We can see the glue around the top, so that must mean we can craft weapons as well as transport. So this guy, he kind of looks like Goma, but I don't think it is, and it seems like it's happening inside the tornado. I'm pretty stoked that we get proper bosses this time. Then we see Zelda hold what I can only presume is a sacred tear. Can I just say, Ganon here looks so good. He really reminds me of the Ganon from Twilight Princess. I'm just gonna gush a bit, he really does look badass. I cannot wait to see him in the game. And this to me was interesting. This Molduga type enemy is coming from where? Like he's in another dimension coming through to ours. I'm curious as to what this actually is. Then this is who I presume to be Hylia, although this could very well just be a Zonai of importance. And we can clearly see she has a tear on the necklace, so definitely someone important. Then we see this giant laser shooting at some Moldugas, it looks like, but we don't get to see what's actually making this. I thought maybe one of the divine beasts. I mean, they must still be there, right? Hey, and then we see the champions. I was wondering if these guys were going to show up, and it seems like they might be companions you can take around with you. And finally we get a better look at Gleeok and the battle on the bridge. So I know I probably missed quite a few things, but these were the biggest things that stood out to me, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed my small analysis. I must admit it was fun deep diving into a trailer like this. Please leave a like or comment, feel free to subscribe, if not that's okay too, and yeah, thank you for watching.